when Alan told me Cynthia's plans to take out the crabapple tree and the shrubbery around it and the little fence to expand the parking lot. He was under the impression that she couldn't take any action without the approval of City Council. So we kind of thought there would be a meeting about it and it would be discussed, and you know, it wasn't dire that anybody do anything right away to, you know, to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So last weekend he told me she came up to prune the oak tree. But she had permission to trim the branches over the roof. And then she told me that she had to lop off all these branches on the other side because she thought the tree was going to get top heavy and fall over. So Monday I showed up to help Alan move.
Okay.
And she was here when we were leaving. And he said, well, we don't really have to worry because, you know, they told her not to do anything after she removed the crabapple tree, which was right here.
Right.
And when I came back, there was a guy mutilating this locust tree on the other side of the house. That's when Barbara was out in the yard at Mimosa, just visibly upset. So I stormed up here, and unfortunately, you know, I yelled at this tree trimmer. He didn't know what was going on. You know, he said, just talk to the lady who hired me. He said, I'm just doing my job. I did apologize to him because I kind of went off on him. So I went in the house and I took pictures, and I went in the house and called Christine Rhodes. I knew she was on the board, and also the city recorder. And she said, no, she said, I don't know what's going on. She said, you know, as far as I know, she submitted a proposal that was supposed to go in front of the board and the city for approval, which she never got. So shortly after that, Cynthia showed up with Doreen Edwards, who was also on the board. And the guy stopped cutting. It was too late. He already destroyed the tree. And they both just kind of started yelling at me. We were both kind of yelling at each other. And I said, you know, you don't have permission to do this. As far as I know, there was a halt on this. And she said, I have permission. She said, from the city and from the board. So then, you know, Doreen kind of got in my face, and I went back into the house. And while I was in the house, Charlie Sotelo and Barbara showed up, and police officer showed up, and with an order to desist. And she kind of retreated into her vehicle, and it was pretty much over at that point.
Taking pictures of the chopped down trees?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we came up with. So, how many trees did she chop down?
Can you get out and come look? Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
4.
You can
Back into
the driveway if you want.
4.
3 completely removed. This one, that crabapple tree, and then the one around the corner. And then she hacked up this thing. I mean, it's almost like she just got this guy with a chainsaw and just like nutty.
And just started. Oh, so she cut all these too? Wait, these are somebody else's yard.
Seems like it would be.
Seriously, these are somebody else's property.
I think so. I'm pretty sure she did those. And this tree, she claims was dead, which Alan said was in leaf a month ago. She said, that tree's dead. I said, the tree is dormant. It's not dead.
It's December.
And she also said the same about the bushes. So this is what the guy was doing when I showed up, but he had already done all of this. It was already done. I mean, it's hacked out, and these guys weren't licensed tree trimmers, as far as I know. She just hired them on her own. I mean, it's too late to really do anything. about what she did.
So was that an apricot
It
there?
was a crabapple tree.
Crabapple. Oh yes, I remember now.
She claimed
Yeah.
was because it was not historical. It didn't, it didn't fall under any guidelines.
It's a beautiful tree. I mean, I remember
tree
that
in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
So what was the motivation?
to extend the parking, she had made a proposal to extend the parking because her plan for the Muheim House was to turn it into a function hall
Okay.
and rent it out, which as
Oh
a
my
museum, Alan said, there's specific guidelines that you can't sit on the furniture, you can't have food and beverages in there. So I think
So it's not a good.
What's the point of having a...
Isn't it a
Right.
registered National Historic Landmark? It
as I
can't be a
know.
hotel.
And I showed her this pamphlet from
Yeah.
the Secretary of Interior,
Uh-huh.
with all the recommendations and guidelines for preservation, including vegetation on the property.
Right.
She didn't really. Alan didn't want me to give it to her, so I was trying to just show it to her. And she tried to take. She said, "Well, I'll take it and read it." And I said, "Well, you can't have it,
Yeah.
but you can find it."
Yeah, you can find it
And,
yourself, certainly. Yeah.
So you can take these out as well.
But how can she single-handedly make these kinds of decisions?
Well, she didn't have the right to, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, this is... Okay.
All right. Well,
Since
I
I've
remember
heard
that tree.
the
It was
mayor-
a sweet, sweet
mayor
tree. It's the
has,
first thing you notice when you walk in.
inaugurated
Was it?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this tree.